Jem is my name, no one else is the same. Jem is my name. Jem.
Okay, so Pizzazz shows up and says, "Where the hell is Jem?" And the holograms are like, we'll go get her. She says, "Yeah, you do that, because if we're gonna do this whole kumbaya thing, we kind of need the front woman of the other group. You ponces, now go get your lead singer." So out they go. Meanwhile, Pizzazz gives the Misfits guff for replacing her. Eric Bad Guy says, "Look, they didn't lay off. They didn't have a choice." And she's like, "And you, Blaze." She's like, "Me?" "Yeah, you. You're great. You're a misfit now. You're not the front woman. I am." So, yeah, okay. I like Pizzazz. So anyway, Jem showed the holograms have a huddle, and Jericho's like, "I'm kind of struggling with this because I feel like this was all my fault." And I was thinking, like, you know what? Originally, I really wanted to sing with you guys as myself, and I thought, maybe this would be a great way to break off from Jem. But number one, we need her, and number two, I know I'm still not in a place I need to be to sing on stage in front of people without the mask of Jem. So we're gonna do this. So Jem shows up with some outrageous pants. Get it? You get it. You get it. What I don't get is why Jem seems to be like 8 inches taller than Pizzazz. Is Pizzazz sitting down? Why is she giant? The official height is 5'11". Pizzazz is 5'11". They should be the same height. Why is she towering over her? I mean, they're both their heels appear to be comparable. But there's a couple places where I think Synergy's having issues, and it's just Jem is just way too damn tall. I don't know. So the Silica, what is her band's name? Sickness. So the Sickness is part of the show now. Somehow. I don't know who's managing this show, but they're not doing a very good job. Maybe they're hypnotized. There you go. So the plan is the bands are going to be on stage, while Jericho, using some type of signal jammer from Tech Rat, disrupts Silica backstage. Okay, so the Jem on stage is full hologram. Jericho is herself backstage. And she puts the device on a computer somewhere and pushes the button, and Silica is deleted, I guess, and problem solved. And the three people who were taken over, let's see, they actually say it in the back of the book here. Carol, Lenore, and Mina are, the spell is broken. They're like, what? Where are we? What are we wearing? I'm gonna go take a nap. So they go home, and the Misfits and the Holograms continue playing, and they're playing a medley of their hits, their individual songs, which accordingly, Pizzazz is the one who arranged it. So she's the one who said, you know what, these songs work well together. That's what we're going to do. And they do. And it works. People get snapped out of their hologram comas, and everyone is happy. The important thing is the relationships and the character beats and how they feel about things. That's the driving element of the narrative. But I do feel like this conflict is just, it's concluded just way too easily. I'm not even completely clear what the plan is. Silica's band has a spot on the show for some reason. She's hypnotizing people, so sure, fine. While Tech Rat says, I made a signal jammer. I guess it has to go in a specific place. But the holograms, while they're talking to me, while they are in their huddle, they are talking about Jerica needs to be back there because she has to handle stuff. Don't know why Tech Rat would just handle it himself. It seems like he'd be loath to give Jerica a signal jammer, but whatever. But they make a mention. It's like, we got to make sure that Tech Rat doesn't find out about the holograms, and but it's just Jerica goes into a room somewhere, puts the jammer on a thing, presses the button, Silica's destroyed, their music unhypnotizes people, and it's just too quick and clean of a resolution for my taste. I don't know, it's like, we're gonna sing and do a signal jam, and it just works. Okay. And it's just like, okay. Still enjoying it. Again, it's the characters that are the important thing. One thing that's been kind of bothering me throughout the book that I haven't mentioned until now because I wanted to see if it would be addressed in a subsequent issue. It was not, so far as I could see. Is something I completely forgot to talk about when I first recorded this, so here we are. I don't know how JEM and Silica are being generated. They're holograms. It's not quite adding up. So JEM, under the Jerica, under the influence of Silica, is in JEM mode. She kisses Rio. He rebuffs her. She freaks out, breaks the spell. And it's like, oh gosh, Synergy has done a bad, but she keeps wearing the earrings. I mean, maybe they have an off switch, but you'd think she'd, like, take them off and put them in a drawer or something. But no, she wears them while Rio and Craig are kidnapping her sisters again. And she wears them while she's, once her sisters have, the 6 hours later when it wears off. So she's wearing them the entire time. And then in the middle of the conversation, at some point she does take them off, and she doesn't have them again, I think, for the rest of the book, or for the rest of this arc. Which is weird, because Synergy keeps showing up. And I don't know how that's possible without the earrings. Also, Silica. Kimber goes out to meet Stormer, chats with her, and then leaves, and she's in the parking lot, and Silica shows up. How? Where is she being generated from? Now, the sickness members are there, and at this point she's divorced herself from Synergy, so she's hosted on some other server somewhere, and maybe the sickness have their own Gemstar earring analog that she's being projected from. But there's also another scene where one of the sickness is wandering around a sewer or something, and they seem to snap out of the spell, and then Silica pops up and rehypnotizes her and seemingly walks away like she's completely autonomous and doesn't need something projecting her. It's weird. Also, Synergy puts the holograms to sleep and builds a tent around a projection of a tent around them to keep them safe until they wake up. But Jerica still doesn't have the Gemstar earring, so how is she being projected? It's not like there's no possible answer to this. It's it's hologram sci-fi. Make something up, whatever, it's fine. But it comes across as if the authors just didn't think of this. Or I missed something super obvious. But I did go back through the arc, and I didn't see anything that explains how Synergy and Silica are projecting themselves most of the time. So, call it a demerit. Conclusion time. We end on a stinger. Yes, who is watching the show but the Stingers? So they're arriving right quick. And, well, look at that. The fourth member of the Stingers is Rhea. Huh. So she didn't end up being one of the sickness, but she is a stinger. Well, that's an interesting twist. Okay. So, yeah, cool designs on the... they're all profile shots. We don't get a really good look at them yet, but... Alright, enter the stingers. Yeah, it's a 4:15. I'm gonna eat lunch. I actually don't know what the next arc is called. I didn't look ahead, but that's the one I'll be reading next. So, see you then.